For this week's Canva quick tip, I'm going to look at two more of the photo editing apps in Canva. Hi, I'm Kim from Be Your Own Graphic Designer, a platform where you can get unique images to use on your website, in your social media, or in your videos. Our images are also available on Canva. Just look them up under BYOGD. Let's go over to my screen and look at today's apps, which are BadTV and Pixelate. We'll go to the design screen in a second, but first, where did you find apps? And if you go down on your left-hand column to the Discover Apps section, press on that, then go to Photo Editing, and you'll find all the fantastic apps that you can edit your photos with there. And I'll add links to the ones I reviewed already below this video. Let's look at the design, and we'll try both apps. You can either get to the apps from the home page, clicking Discover Apps, and then clicking on the app you want, or you can go straight to your design screen, click on your photo, and click Edit Image. And that will bring up all the apps that you can use. We're going to scroll down and find BadTV. If you remember what TVs used to be like, and you might be too young to remember, you used to get these horrible lines all over them. So this recreates that effect. There are 8 different options, and as with all the effects, they have different controls that you can use. Let's click on this one, which is Retro. Click on the controls in this one to get to the options of changing it, how thick your distortion is, and I can create it a much more distorted effect by moving this along. I can move it for a very fine distort. You can change the roll speed. This really moves it up and down. You can change the number of lines, the number of lines in the blur, and the noisiness, which just means how busy it seems. And if you want to keep that, you can just click Apply. That was the first effect. Then you can change this to Rerun. Click on the controls, and then you've got Thick and Fine Distort, the roll speed, the count, and the number of lines. Then we've got Tube, and the same things under Controls. Back to Blear, which actually is quite fine-lined. Let's have a look at Controls on this one. You can Fine Distort this even more. This one's a lot more subtle. The Thick Distort makes it a lot less subtle than Fuzz, which just makes it fuzzy. You can change the controls on that. Rewind, it's quite distorted. Move that down. VHS. So this is like the old VHS machines that used to have the tapes. And they used to go yellowy green. Not really got that much of a thick distort. And the final one is Warp, where it just makes a very warped photo. That's all your BadTV effects. And I think I'm going to go back and we'll leave it at, I think I like Blear best. As with all of these, I just click Apply. Now let's go to my second image, where these kittens look quite normal. And we'll click on Edit Image, and this time we're going to find Pixelate. Now, Pixelate is one I suggest you're very careful with, because usually you do not want your images pixelated. And the pixels are the little dots that make up all the photos. Let's look at the Pixelate app and see what happens. Again, I'll click on See All, and you can see the 8 effects you have on this. This one breaks it up into the individual pixels, and you can see the pixels on the screen. And you can adjust it so you can have more or less horizontal. You can see the kittens a little more now, or vertical. If it only looks just slightly pixelated, then you run the risk of it just looking like a mistake. So do beware of that. In Micro, just going to take it down to little tiny pixels. The controls will allow you to adjust the horizontal and the vertical. There are a lot more pixels than this. You can see the effect, particularly on the main kitten's face. Then Grain, so it's more of a granular effect. This is the extreme version. And if you move it further along, you can get to see them a little more. Pellet, so these are larger, almost little slugs. This one's Polar. So this has radius and segments, so this is quite different. We do seem to have lost our kittens completely in this one. You're moving it all the way down, you can see there are kittens there. Then Shatter, giving it a spread out effect. We have segments and radius on these. Dots. Here you have the counts, so you can make it more dotted or less. You can change the size of your dots. And you can blur it. And here you have Matrix. So this is more like the Matrix effect from the film. When you go into your controls, you can change the count, size, and blur. Take the blur down a little, and then we'll just click Apply and keep that one. Those are the two I wanted to show you today, just BadTV and Pixelate. But Pixelate does come with a warning that you need to make it very intentional, otherwise it'll just look as though you've got your picture wrong. All these photo editing apps are available for you to use whether you have a free pro team account, which means you can create some really interesting effects very easily. If you do want to upgrade to a pro account, I'll put a link below this video, which gives you the opportunity to try Canva Pro for free for 45 days, which is 30 days more than you get on the Canva website. And this is one of my benefits for being a Canva champion. I hope that helped, and I'll see you next week.